2, 1, and we are live. Welcome. This music in the background is kind of a test to start the show off and to see if they can hear it okay. If it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out.
Feeling like punk, yeah. My car is a piece of junk. Retro cool. Just like a Nick Cave move. That Nick Cave moves on fire. Nick Cave moves on fire. Nick Cave moves on fire. Nick Cave moves, yeah. How I feel like a TV dinner. Down the floor, dripping in my back. You dragging with a broken string, and you know it ain't a sort of thing. And my nose is just what keeps me going. My arms out just what keep me going. My cow is just what keep me going. Don't really know what the heck I'm doing. I'm a nigga shade news on fire. I'm a nigga shade news on fire. I'm a nigga shade news on fire. I'm just a nigga shade news on fire, yeah. Well, I took was in music, lost it. Just like this, the music, love it. Got a little rock with something more important. All these friends are just the same. Now just that thing, it moves on fire. I'm thinking it moves on fire. It moves on fire. It moves on fire. Don't really know about introverted. Don't really know about introverted. Go with all of my outside feelings. I'm missing all the important meetings. I think it moves on fire. Yes, I'm a nigga shit moves on fire. I'm a nigga shit moves on fire. Yes, I'm a nigga shit moves on fire. Yeah. I love singing 87, going up to 89. Got to see it up and down 2000, dropping it up all four times. Now I go with your groove, baby. You don't care. As long as you know where I am going, getting that.
Okay, enough of that. Good evening, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea. Welcome to Bill's Box of Sound. My name is Bill, and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound, as I always say. And thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Ooh, we got 5 folks in here. If you're watching right now, thank you. If you're watching after the fact, thank you as well. As all of the hip, hep, cool, popular kids say, don't forget to like and subscribe, kids. And this is where I get together with you guys every couple of weeks for about an hour or so, and we talk about music and other stuff. Um, so I do see Blake in the room said he's ordered some Primus records today. Very cool. Primus records are always good things to have. Uh, I remember the first time I heard Primus, it was on the old MTV 120 Minutes TV show. And the tune was My Name is Mud from the album Pork Soda. And my friend and I looked at each other and said, they're making music for us again. So yeah, love Primus, good stuff. And oh, they have an EP coming out of 3 songs. I believe it's let's see, what's the name of the new EP from Primus? No, it's Conspirated or something like that. S- com- Conspirated. It's it's got 3 songs on it, and first new stuff from them for a few years. So ah, Conspiranoid. Thank you very much, Blake. Appreciate it. Hello, Zeb. Let's see. What were that some long lost dance classic done by you, Bill? Why, yes, as a matter of fact, it was. And hopefully it won't be lost for too much longer. If you take a look over here, the reel to reel's gone. And there's a cassette deck in its place. It's part of a special project I'm working on, but I really can't talk about it, non-disclosure stuff. And let's see. Hello to Don Hoot. Well, and let's see. We got Chief Dancing Ostrich again. Finished your XTC collection, ready to start on the Dukes of Stratosphere. Well, that's not going to be too hard to do because, well, basically there's the EP 25 o'clock, and then there's the album um, Sonic Sunspot. And yes, I have mispronounced that in the past. If you want to just collect them on CD, there's one CD that has all that stuff on it. It's called Chips from the Chocolate Fireball. And they're all available on vinyl, but there is also a remixed and surround sound mix version of it. And you can get that at burningshed.com. And Stephen Wilson did an unbelievable job with that. So very, very nice. Oh, you want to get the vinyl? Well, yeah, I ordered the Conspiranoid vinyl myself. I believe you have to go to Primus's site, which years ago it used to be primussucks.com, but now I believe it's a Primusville, and you go to their shop and you can order Conspiranoid. And I've got it on pre-order, but darn it, they don't have a download available. Hopefully, when the record gets here in August, they'll have a little download code. Um, so well, we can go, Zeb, we can go way down the XTC and Andy Partridge wormhole, and I have a feeling we will in the future. But I got a whole list of other things that I want to talk about here. Um, let's see. I don't know how many of you saw me last night on the Grown Man Record Night. I tuned in a little bit late. Grown Man Record Night is on every Friday night. They start on Twitch and they play records for a couple of hours. Then they go and they do this show, which has music news. Um, they go through what music they listen to. They go through what records they bought that week. And then after some commercials, they always check out a new soda and they check out a new chip. And just interspersed with all that is all sorts of uncomfortable comedy and music geekery for one and all. Um, the name of the channel is Grown Man Record Night. Check it out if you haven't already, and subscribe to Mikey Bananas and the guys. So I know anyway. I tuned in kind of late last night, and um, Bananas was there by himself. He usually does the show with Steve Fever, and Jay's there, but he was by himself. So all of a sudden, he started bringing people up. He brought up Zep Pearl, and he brought up Wizard of Video Games, and he brought up Metal Theologian. Now, I had tried to grab the URL to join in on the thing, but it didn't work. And then later on, he did it again. And so, right after he got done talking to Scott Strychnine, um, he got me in, and I finished the show with him. It was a blast. Just talk about music and stuff. And then, man, that show runs late. Wanted to talk a little bit about streaming shows and how long they last. It seems like everybody's coming out with streaming shows now, and also they're coming out with really long streaming shows. And I watch a lot of these after the fact. Very few of them I watch live. Um, that's just my preference. And but they go on for like 2 hours or more, and it's like, man, I just want to get back to my music collection and what else I'm doing. So I made it a conscious decision to make this show about an hour long every week, and there's more time for crate digging later on. So that's what's going on. Uh, but we've got all sorts of things happening here. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but not the actual museum itself this week. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Library and Archives, which is kind of a cool place. It's only available by appointment, and they've got a reading room of all sorts of music books, books about rock and roll, and other times they got books about blues, jazz, country. They've got music dictionaries. They've got lots of magazines and back issues of magazines. Uh, they have stuff that you can research online that you can only access. You can bring your laptop to the place, but you can only access these things if you're on the premises on their network. Um, Very cool. And uh, met a library there named Laura who helped me out a lot. Also helped me to find some. Also helped me find some things that are just on the regular old internet, because these people are good at research and archiving and things like that. So uh, if you live in Cleveland, or if you're going to be in Cleveland and you have several weeks ahead of time to check it out, it doesn't cost anything, but they want to know what you're in there for. They want to know why you want to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame archive and library. One interesting thing that they had, I was looking at like books about XTC, books about Zappa, books about Sparks, things like that. And they had most of the ones that I'd expect them to have. And then every once in a while, you see one with kind of like a bluish, almost teal backing, and and this generic title on the side. And they've got these books spotted all around the library in every single category. Heck, they even have a section where it's nothing but fiction made by rock people. They've got Frank Zappa's "Them or Us" book. So anyway, I pulled out one of these books, and I said, "What is this?" And she says, "Oh, those are thesis and dissertations that are published independently and not available to the general public, and we get copies of them and we archive them." So there's stuff in there that's nowhere else. But just going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is kind of cool. I know that there's a lot of disagreements that I have with things that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's more of a pop music Hall of Fame, so I'm not going to complain about Dolly Parton going in there, or Jay Z, or Eminem, or anybody else. But you know, there's lots of people that should be in there and aren't, but I'm not gonna get upset about it. So, take a look at some of these, oh, you guys are getting your own, conversation going here. I see, you talking about "Hello, Gino Pal," and let's see, Zeb's got most of the Primus stuff on CD. Blake digs "The Residents," nice, and, Oh, you know what, Blake? While you're talking about Santa Dog and its 50th anniversary this year, I've got something neat to show you. I don't know if I showed this yet, but let me grab it. Let's see. It is right here. You're right. The very first thing ever put out by the residents was a double 45 called Santa Dog. And this year, they have put out a 2-record set of vinyl, 12-inch vinyl of Santa Dog. And they have a replica of the original cover. And they've also got it on this kind of vinyl here. Very neat. It's got all the different versions of Santa Dog that the residents have done over the years. And this is a extremely limited edition. There's only how many of them? It's numbered. There are 150 of these things in existence, or at least that's what they say. One thing, if you start to really deeply research the residents, is you'll find out almost everything that they say about themselves is a lie. And it's intended to be that way, but it's lots of fun, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's go here. What else? Yep. Oh, Zeb, I just showed you the 12B Santa Dog. You got me on that. So, oh, edition of 350. They may have a different version of it that they made. But what other stuff do we have going on here? Let's see. My wife wanted me to say that she's upset, not with me and not with any of you guys, but she's upset at HBO Max. She's in the next room watching the old West Wing TV series, and there's one episode that will not load, so she had to skip it. I mean, no big loss for her. She's seen the entire series all the way through at least once, but what are you going to do? So she just wanted me to say that. So, hey, Judy, she's not watching right now. She's not watching. Okay. So, we had deaths this week. This is crazy. I mean, on the last one of these that we did, somebody asked about Vangelis. Now, I pronounced it Vangelis, but that's a mispronunciation. His name is pronounced Vangelis. Somebody pointed me to a interview of John Anderson from Yes, who was very good friends with him, and he talked about him and kept on saying his name over and over again, Vangelis, Vangelis, Vangelis. So I apologize. Vangelis passed away at the age of 79, just a few days after we did our last streaming show. Very sad. I put up a video of all the records that I have by him, and other people are putting up their tributes as well. And there, just 2 days ago, there were more fatalities. At the age of 72, Alan White, the drummer for the group Yes, passed away. And he was also the drummer on the John Lennon Imagine album. He played drums on a lot of George Harrison's earlier stuff, like the All Things Must Pass album. Uh, and very influential progressive rock drummer. So very sorry to hear about him. And then on the same day, at the age of 60, we lost Andy Fletcher, or Fletch, as he's commonly known, of Depeche Mode. So very, very sad indeed. Hopefully, we won't talk about any artists that are going to die within the next couple of weeks. So what are we going to do? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have another sip of my drink. And I want to say hello to DJ Trish, the love goddess of the vinyl community. She sent me some mixes. So that means I better get my ass moving and send her a couple of mixes. I've got one already done. And I'll get it out to you, Trish. Thank you so much for the mixes. I'll be listening to them in the next couple of days. So very nice to see you in the chat room. Thanks so much. So since we had the loss of a founding member of Depeche Mode, I thought I'd show some of my Depeche Mode CDs. Now, I'd like to say I'm going to show you my extensive Depeche Mode vinyl collection, but I don't have a great Depeche Mode vinyl collection. The first thing I got from them was the album Construction Time Again, and I got it on CD. And I started collecting Depeche Mode music. Now, a lot of that stuff wasn't available on CD right away, so I started buying records. I started buying 12-inch singles. Now I was getting more and more of them, and the CD boom came, and I did not keep all my Depeche Mode records. Yes, I am capable of being an idiot, and it happens more often than you might think. So, I'm going to show some of my Depeche Mode CDs. I'm not going to show all of them because I've got a shitload of Depeche Mode CDs, lots and lots and lots and lots of them. But we're going to go through most of the albums. Their first album, Speak and Spell. This is the version that it has a CD and a DVD with all the B-sides, extra mixes, and a 5.1 surround mix as well. And that's what most of these early ones are going to be. They're going to be all these 2-disc versions. Okay. It's refusing to get back into its sleeve. Come on, you bastard. Here we go. Next, we've got A Broken Frame, the second album. And this is also the 2-disc version with all sorts of extra stuff on it. Can't get that to focus very well. That's a second album. Next album was Construction Time Again, the first album I ever listened to by Depeche Mode. And around this time, as I was starting to collect Depeche Mode, I started thinking, you know what? Speak and Spell. A Broken Frame. Construction Time Again. And then Some Great Reward. This was a big one when it came out. And I'm thinking, you know what? They're always going to have 3-word album titles. It's so cool. I thought that way back then, but yeah, it's just getting deep, deep, deep into Depeche Mode for a long time. Next album to come out, and then I started going out and seeing them live, was Music for the Masses. I do have a couple of 12-inchers from that. I might do a video one day on all my different Depeche Mode stuff and also my vinyl Depeche Mode stuff. And oh, this is a great album, Violator. Once again, the 2-disc version with the surround sound mix and all the B-sides and extra mixes. And we've got Ultra. And it was around this time that I stopped really deeply collecting Depeche Mode because I wasn't ultra happy with this album. Oh, wait a second. There's another album before that. Songs of Faith and Devotion. That wasn't bad. They had a boatload of singles and also a live album. So, okay, Songs of Faith and Devotion, and then Ultra. And then I kind of started falling out of love with Depeche Mode. I mean, I do have a copy of Exciter, but it's a burned CD because I really wasn't excited by Exciter. Got Playing the Angel, another 2-disc set with a surround sound mix. Also, Sounds of the Universe. Now this is kind of a return to form. I liked this a bit as well. They have some good tracks on this, and that's all of the full albums. Now, I got remix albums and singles and boxed sets. I also have Depeche Mode 101, the 2 album uh, live show, and also the Songs of Faith and Devotion live, which I thought was a waste of time after releasing the album of the same name. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, I do love me some Depeche Mode, and very sad about the loss of Fletch. Um, what else we got going on? I got if you watched me on Grown Man Record Night last night, you saw my new acquisitions from the Sparks catalog. I love this cover. Exotic Creatures of the Deep. On the front, you've got Russell with a monkey playing Ron, and on the back, you've got Ron with the monkey playing the part of Russell. This is, I think this is the first time ever on vinyl. And I've never heard this one before. I have it digitally, but I haven't listened to it yet. And this one I've never heard. And this looks like it's going to be extremely interesting. The Seduction of Ingmar Bergman. This is a 2 record set with extensive liner notes by Ron Mayle, as well as a book with more liner notes, a complete libretto of the presentation, and also pictures of the participants, aside from the Mayle brothers, of course. So I'm quite excited about that. I have almost all 25 Sparks albums. I've been collecting them since Kimono My House came out. I've bought just about every one, and I kind of like lost track of Sparks for a long time. And then this movie came out, The Sparks Brothers. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's available on most streaming services. And then I just started playing catch up and getting everything, and I'm just falling in love with Sparks all over again. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Ooh, this is nice. Paul says, I'm listening to Civilization 3 for the first time. Very interesting. Also, I did get a email from a couple of folks. Let's see. Robert, aka Blocks Sonic Wafers, sent me an email about the Bebop Deluxe boxed sets. I guess that there is a 16 CD boxed set of Live in the Air Age, and it's all the shows from that tour. But I'm not interested in getting that CD set, but I am interested in getting the full show that's coming out on Record Store Day Drop 1, which is later in the month of June. Also, Michael Christensen, if you are watching, I did get your email. I am going to reply to it. And yes, I am interested in hearing your album. And I'll be happy to listen to it and give you my honest opinion of what I think of it after I listen to it. So I will be getting in touch with you about that. So thank you so much for writing to me. That was pretty cool of you. Let's see. We are at the half an hour mark. And it's just haven't got that much more to talk about. I'm going to step out of the room for a minute, and I'm going to play just a little bit more music for you, and I'll be right back.
And I really don't care if your legs don't work, and I really don't care if your arms don't work, and I really don't care if your head don't work, and
Yes, the music is something that I helped create. And yes, that's me singing. And it's very, very old. So, some new things that I've gotten, some other new things. How hard is it to find vinyl by Deadmau5? It's really hard. Um, as a matter of fact, I was watching an interview with Deadmau5 and found a link to this record. Now, mind you, it's only a 12-inch single. It's 3 versions of the song Faxing Berlin. But still, Deadmau5 vinyl is extremely hard to find. And I got a copy of this for my son-in-law who digs Deadmau5. He's seen him live a few times. Let's talk about some jazz, shall we? These are some of the first contemporary releases from the Acoustic Sounds folks, and there they are. Da-da-da-da. This is Art Pepper Plus 11. This is the first Art Pepper album I ever heard. This is in stereo. All these albums are mastered by Bernie Grundman and pressed at Acoustic Sounds. They sound freaking amazing. This is kind of like not completely a big band, but it's got a good big band feel on it. A lot of great arrangements. It's got Move, Round Midnight, Four Brothers, Anthropology, Walkin', and Donna Lee. Just this sounds better than I've ever heard it before. I got a CD of this on Mobile Fidelity way back in the 80s, the mid to late 80s. And also I got Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section. Now this was a record store day selection, but all the stores that I went to did not have it in stock. I ended up ordering it from the In Groove in Phoenix, Arizona, and they shipped it out to me. Oh, also, getting back to that Deadmau5 record that I ordered it from a company called Merch Bar. You may have seen ads or you may be on their mailing list. And this took a long time to get. I ordered this in February, and they said it was going to ship near the end of March. It didn't ship. So about a month later in April, I emailed them and I said, "Hey, never got my record. What's going on?" And a couple days later, they said, "Oh yeah, it should ship by the end of April." Middle of May came out, nothing. So I emailed them again and said, "Listen, it's been 2 months since you said you're going to ship it. What's going on?" They sent me back another email saying, "Oh, it should be there by the end of May." Um, and since it seemed to be just like the same thing that they said before, "Oh, just another month," I really didn't believe him. So I wrote back, I wrote back to him, scathing note. "No, I don't believe you. I believe you more if you said it's not going to be until September, because I know how hard it is to get a record made nowadays. But what can you say? What can you do? These things happen." Back to the jazz. Oh, we've got. I did an Instagram of this. Coltrane's, I believe his debut solo album on Prestige. This is in mono, and it sounds great. A timeless classic, and even if you're not a jazz fan, you will like this album. Gets Gilberto with Antonio Carlos Jobim. And of course, this has the way too popular Girl from Ipanema. Now, it's got that beautiful stout and tip on jacket. And I had a copy of this um, that came from the early 60s, which is when this was released. When you opened it up, it, you see this little rip here, right there? Yeah, the record kind of like fell in and ripped that a little bit. I'm not gonna get mad about it and write two acoustic sounds about it, but my old 1963 copy never did that. And that old 1963 copy was very well loved and well worn. So what are you gonna do? Um, Back to some weirder stuff. Got Terry Riley's "A Rainbow and Curved Air." I don't know if I showed this last night. I mean last time or not, but I had only heard this digitally before, and this sounds great on vinyl, but it was hard to find. And also, let's see, where is it? It's down here someplace. I picked up a, here it is, yet another Sun Ra album. Now, Sun Ra, it's weird stuff. It's kind of free jazz, it's kind of big band jazz, it's lo-fi jazz, it's indie jazz, and it's an acquired taste. But once you start digging it, you love it. And just when I think I've got enough Sun Ra records, I see one that I want and I get it. So I'm up to about, say, 18 or 20 Sun Ra albums. This one is called Secrets of the Sun. And there it is, a replica of the original. Of course, the originals are just about damn near impossible to get. And if you do find an original, it's going to set you back $100 or more. But still, the music is what's most important to me. Let's see. Let me grab a couple other new acquisitions. I saw a documentary called "Drunk, Stoned, Brilliant, Dead," and it's all about the National Lampoon comedy humor magazine and all of the things that it spawned. And I have a bunch of National Lampoon comedy albums, but I did not have this, the very first one, Radio Dinner. I had heard stuff from this before, but I never actually had a copy of it. So went on Discogs, found it, bought it. Check out that banana label. Very happy to get that. And let's see. That is the majority of the new stuff I've got. This is not new, but I think this bears checking out. You might want to look for this on Bandcamp. The name of this band is Slugbug, but it's basically one guy, and his name is Paul Miller. And if you dig quirky Devo-like melodies, rhythms, and noises, you'll dig this shit. And this guy records it quite well. So investigate it. Search for it on YouTube. You'll be able to hear it first. You can also go to Bandcamp and listen to it. Pretty exciting stuff. And it's available on vinyl as well as digital. Yeah. Put this in here. How about you guys? What's going on? Anything else? The conversation has kind of died down in the chat room. Let's see. Do I know the American band The Muffins? Oh, yes. If not, be sure to check out Mana Mirage by them. You will love it. Yeah, Mana Mirage is their best record. And um, I if you're in the vinyl community and you follow a lot of the, old timers of the vinyl community, um, Derek Higgins, he is friends with one of the, main guys in the Muffins. As a matter of fact, I do have one Muffins album. Hang on a second. I'll see if I can find it. I know it's here. Here we go. Open City by the Muffins. And, I haven't listened to this in a long time, but, what's that long, track on Mana Mirage? Is that The Adventures of Captain Boomerang? That's, pretty interesting stuff. And let's see, who's a guy in here? Dave Newhouse. Dave Newhouse is friends with, Derek Higgins, and, Derek's talked about him a few times on some of his videos. Let me just put that back. So, what else we got here? Not too many people talking. Let's see. Well, we got about 20 minutes left. What can I do that I haven't said anything about? The next Zappa release is coming out on June 17th. It was originally going to be coming out like the first week of June. This is the 6 CD box Erie, which I talked about last time. Hopefully, some more of you people have ordered it and ordered it the way that I told you to, because if you do, you'll save about $50. Wow. So, question from Zeb says there is a forthcoming 16 CD box set. Oh, by the Muffins. Oh, nice. Open City is a cool LP. It says 185 and chronometers. Well, just gonna have to keep my eye out for that. Mm. So I do want to make separate videos of my Devo collection, and as I said earlier, I'm thinking of making a video of all of my Depeche Mode digital collection, since I was an idiot and gave away most of my old Depeche Mode 12 inchers back when the CD boom was coming out. Gave them away, didn't even sell them. That was not very smart. So nothing else you're talking about in there, huh? There's 10 people watching. Do I have to pull up my sound gizmo? Very nice, Zeb. Let's see. It's strange. The less that I talk, the more people get in on this. Um, so we got the big old Memorial Day weekend coming up here. Well, we're deep in it right now. I have to go after this. I'm going to marinade the pork shoulder. You've heard "Cruel Summer"? Yeah, I've heard "Cruel Summer" by, Bananarama, and, Kevin says, "Cool with the boom booms of a day." Hello, Kevin, good to see you. And, what was I gonna say about that? But yes, I've heard a "Cruel Summer." A lot of people I found out that a lot of people don't like the summertime. I love the summertime, personally, but what are you gonna do? Um, I like it a lot more than the wintertime, but it feels like a cruel summer now. Yeah, my, one of my brother-in-laws, he absolutely hates it anytime it gets over 70 degrees. So, this is what they made this is why God created air conditioning, if you believe in that. Um, this is a guitar pick that I made by myself. You know how sometimes they send you, fake credit cards in the mail, and they're not really credit cards? You get this envelope in the mail, and you're feeling it, and it's like, "Ooh, there's a credit card in here." You rip the thing open, and it's a fake credit card. So, what I think is when this happens, it's a free guitar pick. I get out the razor and the scissors, and I cut it into the shape of a guitar pick, and hey, it's a free guitar pick. So, all you guitar players out there, check it on out. And, oh, the new Rycooter Taj Mahal, Kevin ordered. Yeah, I saw that. That's, kind of like, recorded in Rycooter's son's, living room. I've heard a lot of good things about that, and that's right up Kevin's alley. He's, Kevin is a, aficionado of acoustic music much more than I am. And he could talk. You know what? I just may have you as a guest on here, to get your opinion on some things. Um, but, uh, talking to Kevin over the past couple of years has kind of renewed my interest in, Pat Metheny's, music. I picked up, the Side Eye New York City album. I also picked up, the kind of like, orchestral, o release that he came out with, and, one big favorite of both Kevin and myself is Pat Metheny's album, Low Tolerance for Silence. Is that what it was called? Yeah, Low Tolerance for Silence, and it's a solo guitar album like you've never heard before. Sadly, it's only available digitally, and it's out of print, so you gotta really look hard for a copy of it. Um, but it's really interesting music. It's just Pat Metheny on electric guitar, and he's banging away in weird and wonderful ways. High tolerance for noise? I thought it was low tolerance for silence. Hmm. I'd go run and grab it, but I don't know if it's properly filed in my CD room right now. But, yeah, once again, whether it's high tolerance for noise or low tolerance of silence, that's a great, great, album if you like weird stuff. Let's see. Road to the Sun. Yeah, I've got that. That's beautiful. And, see, Zeb says, "Do you know the Zappa-esque band Semla Mama's Mama from Sweden? I am not familiar with that." I'm not a huge fan of the majority of Zappa tribute acts. Most of them that I've heard, they can play the music, but they don't really put the eyebrows on stuff. Um, there have been some exceptions, like the Ed Palermo Big Band. They're pretty cool. And, well, of course, all of Dweezil's bands. Zappa Plays Zappa and the Dweezil Zappa band, and also Zappa Plays Zappa is good. Wait, not Zappa Play. Yeah, the Zappa band, which is Mike Keneally, um, uh, Joe Travers, Scott Tunis, Bobby Martin, and Ray White on guitar and vocals, and Jamie Klein, I think, on guitar. Most of those guys have been in bands with Frank, and they were handpicked by Frank, and they know how to play his music and put the eyebrows on it. They know how to put the right emphasis where and make it sound good. And sadly, I missed them when they played Cleveland. Hopefully, they'll come back to Cleveland again, and I'll finally get to meet to Travers in the flesh. I've emailed him on and off over the last a couple of years, and he's a cool guy, and I I'm very happy that Joe Travers is in charge of putting together the Zappa recordings that we're putting out now. That they're putting out. That is, um, yeah, he's been the Zappa Vaultmeister for over 25 years now, and doing a damn good job of it. There it is. Zero tolerance for silence. Thank you, Kevin. I knew it was something like that. All right, we got 9 minutes left. What else you guys want to talk about? What movie did I see recently? I saw a movie, and Tom Waits was in it. Oh, I saw Licorice Pizza, and there's this one scene that's got Sean Penn and Tom Waits in it, and you know Tom Waits is an American treasure. You gotta love him. Uh, and it was just cool seeing him act in this movie. Uh, but yeah, Licorice Pizza, kind of quirky, but a really well done movie. So high recommendation for Licorice Pizza. And what else have I been watching, seeing, listening to? Um, been working hard on doing my Discogs. Now I've got close to 5,000 records in here. I know it's over 4,000, more than 4,500, and I got a whole bunch of stuff that's uncatalogued that I'm working on. But I've only got about 1,300 in my Discogs library. It's a pain. So, um, have I been DJing lately? Yes, I did do DJ. As I said 2 weeks ago, I DJ'd a Kentucky Derby party, and on the 7th. And my computer went down, and remember that story? Okay. And I'm not doing all that much DJing because while COVID has subsided, it's not completely gone away. So I'm also very busy with things at home. So it's going to be a while before I go back out and do a lot of that stuff. I do have a wedding booked in October, however. So that will be interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to be taken off in just a few minutes here. So I want to thank all of you who have come out to listen. Let's see. If you want to send in any requests, if you have any questions, uh, let's see here. You can always email that little thing right there, or you can put in your comments on the video down here on YouTube. And it's not gmail.com, it's mail.com, boxofsound at mail.com. So, like I said before, at the earlier in the show, I am gonna get back to what was his name? Michael Christensen. I'm gonna get back to you, Michael, about your record. And thank you for the long and very thoughtful email. I might just read that whole thing uh, next time. So if I do another show in 2 weeks, I will be back here with you on June 11th. There's going to be a record show in Columbus. I don't know if I'm going to go to it or not, but that might be cool. But I appreciate all of you tuning in as well. So I'm gonna play a little bit more music to d- pan out the rest of the show. It's music that doesn't get flags on YouTube, and it's part of a little project that I've been working on. That once again, an NDA, no damn announcements, non-disclosure agreement. Um, but as soon as it becomes something that I can tell you about, oh, you'll hear about it. You'll be sick about it. You'll just get all sick of hearing about it. But I want to thank all of you for tuning in and listening. Had a great time. Hope you did too. Go listen to some music. Rest in peace, Vangelis, Alan White, Andy Fletcher, and until then, enjoy music. Let's get you some noise here. Do we have any noise? Yeah, there we go. And this is not me singing this song.
I went hunting and I shot a deer. Ate most of the meat except for the ear. I fried it up and I ate it rare. Next week I'll go out and shoot a bear. We're the human race. We run the place. Get off our case or we'll trash the place. We need food now, so we slaughter a cow. We club a seal for the Sunday meal. Slice up a pig, and if you dig, we'll put it in a can and call it spam. We're the human race. We run the place. Get off our case, or we'll trash the place. Ran over a cat and made it flat. I picked it up, used it for a mat. I put a gerbil in the microwave. He changed colors and looked new wave. We're the human race. We run the place. Get off our case, or we'll trash the place. The ship came down. Out came this guy. He tried to hug me, so I asked him why. He wanted to sample how a human tastes, so I gave him some toothpaste and said, "Human race." He swallowed the tube, and he got real green. Puffed out funky. Out fell his spleen. An enormous billboard came out of his head. It lighted up till, and then he was dead. We're the human race. We make no sense. We keep our creators in constant suspense. We kill for survival. We kill for fun. And polish off a six-pack when we are done.
night, boys and girls.